boss, not a man to control. Their minds were all the same, and to conquer was their goal. So they built the great empire, and they slaughtered their own kind. You know that one?
No.
And he died a confused man, killed himself with his own mind. Let's go! Sublime, dude.
I don't know it.
You're an unfucking uncultured swine.
Thanks. Is this working? Something seems off.
What?
I don't know, man.
I gotta turn my shit down. Quit that singing, biatch. I won't quit my day job, that's for sure. What did you do? What did you turn everything off for?
I'll be right back. Don't worry, I'm just fucking around. Trying to drop some CPU usage.
No CPU droppage for you. Nobody wants to hear that shit. Jeez, codename killer. He's a little hard on me
for
today.
just a second. Hopefully that'll drop our CPU usage just slightly.
Why? What the fuck's wrong with the CPU?
Oh, that just seems like it was taking a little too much CPU usage.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That sounds about as fucking made up as blinker fluid.
it's not.
Yeah, well, I don't believe you. I forgot. We are live, so I will need my microphone. Are we back? Are we back?
We're back.
Are we back?
We're back.
So I've got this impression that I've been working on lately, everyone, and Ever thinks that it's shit, that it's a garbage impression.
It is.
But I think with a little work, some slight tweaking, it could be the greatest thing mankind's ever known. But, oh, Timothy Hamilton says it was originally Bad Religion. Now I got to look that song up by Bad Religion because I didn't know that was a Bad Religion song. Eric knows tricks. I do know tricks. Meta attack. Anyways, this impression, if you guys want to hear it. If you don't want to hear it, I won't do it. But it's I feel like it's pretty good.
You might give it a minute and let a few other people see your genius, so to speak.
And I think Touched by a 12 Gauge may have briefly heard it last night and a few other times before. It's a pretty good impression. I don't know. What do you got going on? Are you fucking everything up or what?
Yeah, kind of. Might ready to go take a pee.
Oh, how's tricks?
House tricks?
That's what he asked me. Yo, Eric, how's tricks?
That's a good question. How are tricks? Boop, boop, boo. Seems to be working.
They ain't good.
Why ain't they? You don't like the cereal? Is that what he's talking
Oh,
about?
no, Trick cereal's good.
Yes, it is. Hold on, man. Be right back. Man, hang on, man. Be right back.
Oh, man, today should be a good show, too. What are we talking about today, Everett?
I don't know, Eric. What are we talking about?
Parallel universes? Parallel. That's a nice picture on the TV there.
Thanks, man. I drew it myself.
You drew that?
Yeah.
That's your best artistry?
It is.
Huh. Well, that's pretty good. My opinion. I don't know. Fuck, I might have fucked it up. Michelle, why don't you go over there with Biden and his wife and
Bob White, classic.
look, Michelle. That's a pretty good impression there. Yeah, I think so. No more or more eating on air, please, Bob White says. Yeah, I don't know about that, man.
Like, drive to Eric's house and try to kill him.
I have received a few death threats over it. I don't want to put it out there like that, but you know, there's a death threat here and a death threat there over the eating thing. So I decided I won't do that anymore. I'm sure everyone watched that Barack Obama impression and was like, "That's fucking genius."
Oh my God. I'm gonna go pee.
Well, go pee then, so we can get this show on the fucking road.
Hey, print out the sheets, would you?
Print out the sheets, would I? All right, if you pick them up on your way back.
Which printer?
Probably 35 or the 3050.
Gotcha.
Man, that's interesting that's a Bad Religion song. I totally didn't know that. Come on, fucker, load up. Options. No, we don't want two-sided. Fuck that. How many do we want here? How the fuck do I set the number that I want to print? Well, this is bullshit. Oh, okay, here we go. No, that's not it. Paper size, margin, scale. Well, I'll just do it twice. Save print output as, yeah, whatever. Whatever. Alright, that should have did it. I think. We'll do it again. There we go. Shit. Not good with computers, particularly. Is that supposed to be Hank Hill or something? Oh my God, no, it wasn't Hank Hill. It was Barack Obama. Really? Thought that sounded like Hank Hill. Does Hank Hill have a wife named? That's Peggy. I'd be like, damn it, Bobby. That's a little different than, you know something, Michelle. Oh, Michelle. Are you Philip J. Fry in a parallel universe? I don't know who Philip J. Fry is, codename Killer. Is that Fry from Futurama? Because if that's the case, that was terrible. Thank you. If that's the case, then no, because I don't watch Futurama. I wouldn't know. Should be a good show today. We got a lot to talk about. So, how's everybody's week this week? Grind through the fucking work week. I'm sure it sucked. Man, that's such a good jam. Who said that? It was a fucking Bad Religion song. Timothy Hamilton. I mean, gosh, that's just... I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I have no idea. And you did hear it last night, Jay. You did hear it. You did hear it. I know you did. I did it when we were playing that Battlegrounds game. That piece of shit game. Let me talk to you guys for a minute about that game. If you play Xbox and there's a game called PUBG, don't fucking buy it, okay? Don't buy it. It's so much frustration. You ever thrown a controller before? Me neither, but I get there. Like, I get why people do it. Anyway, parallel universes. So, I guess Everett had to take a tinkle, and we'll be right back. I know I'm right. I know I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying it's just so hard for me to wrap my head around because since I was 18, probably I thought I've heard that song, and that's just always been sublime. You know what I mean? That's bad English.
Okay, did you print that?
Yeah, 2 copies. Oh, hey, my phone.
Except the printer wasn't on.
And?
Didn't print.
As soon as you turn it on, they'll print, right?
I don't know. We'll try that.
They've already made the destination. They should be there now. What the fuck are you eating? There's no eating on air.
What are you talking about?
Oh, you're asking for it, I can tell.
Can you
Yeah,
hear it?
Xbox sucks. I've broke many TVs throwing controllers into TVs. Holy shit. What's up,
I said the
Shifty?
problem is more yours than the Xboxes. I'm just saying.
How did our tourney go? Our tourney went great. It was
Doing
more of a
another
derby. We're doing another one, codename Killa. What's it, July 28th?
First.
July 21st at Moonbase Market
Is
in
it
St.
21st?
Louis. Yeah, it's 21st because it's the day after our Halo tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, we're doing another Fortnite tournament in St. Louis. So, it should be good, man. Gonna derby 2-man squad.
So we just figured out the rules for that yesterday. So not yet, but yes.
Request granted. It's still in St. Louis, right? It sure is still in St. Louis.
We're going to be doing an online one, though. It's going to be pretty big.
Yeah, if you show up with a sign that
The
says...
online one's the 28th. That's what it was. Wasn't that it?
No.
Yeah, it's the week after because we're doing 3 events in 8 days.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That fucking sucks. It doesn't suck, but it sucks.
Yeah, it's the life we live. Right.
Yeah, I might have a Surreal Talk shirt for you, codename Killa, if you show up. Anyway, we ready?
We got 9 people here.
10.
I'm a little disappointed.
Well, blue cheese dressing. What?
Anything on the group?
What? No, I don't think I
I'll
did.
do
No.
it right now.
You doing it right now?
Right now.
I wish you would.
Come on, pick a fight.
Knew
Knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
That's a little. And where's Asian Eric? I think you call him T.
Oh, that's very accurate.
What?
You guys are both crazy. Just saying.
I hope you get impaled with a hot fucking hatchet.
That's not nice.
Red hot.
That was very not nice.
I hope Sully from Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman throws a red hot hatchet at you.
That was not cool.
It hits you in the forearm, maybe right here, and just all the way off. It's done. And then you have to get like a replacement thing.
Like Anakin Shitwalker. Just went there. What are you going to do about it?
Hello. Hello.
What am I doing? Oh, yeah, posting on the group.
Jesus Christ with this again. What do you got, Alzheimer's?
I have old timers, yeah.
And another thing, I don't think you know how to spell existence.
Did I misspell it? Man, I was typing fast. I'm going to fix that shit.
Now I got to piss. Jesus Christ, man. This is all your fault.
It always is.
I don't have my fob either.
Here, take my keys. Just take my keys. Hey. Sorry you're late. No problem. Oh, Kat's here. Shit, ain't seen her in forever. I know, you're here every so often now, lately, about a month or so. We're going to do that medical show, though. That's for sure with Armand. I believe that's next week. I'm going to have to call in for that one, though. I'll be on the road. Armand and Eric will be in studio. So we'll see how that works. It's been my anniversary. It's the 11 year now. Damn. Didn't even cross my mind. You're talking to my guy all wrong. You do it again, I'll stab you in the throat with a soldering iron. I do a horrible fucking Christopher Walken. All right, let's get this shit edited up. Apparently I spelled that wrong. Did you guys catch that Conversations with Ourselves last week? I'm feeling pretty good about it. Can't wait to do it again.
You know what I did? I just put your keys in the doorway and let the door shut on.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, fuck you. I do know how to spell existence, and I spelled it correctly.
I corrected it for you. The little red squiggly line.
You don't know how to edit this stuff.
Okay. That's okay.
Have fun at the ball game, Kat.
I'm gonna clear my schedule for the medical show. Oh yeah.
I told them next week we're gonna do that. That's the plan, right? I'll be out of town, but calling in. Isn't that the plan?
Yeah, that's the plan.
You don't like that plan?
I mean, we can do it.
What's your problem with it?
I don't know. I gotta do all that shit over there.
You don't gotta do. All you gotta do is press a few buttons on the board. Make sure certain buttons are colored and others aren't. I will remote in. Take care of the streaming stuff.
I don't know that I believe you.
Well, Justice League, Flashpoint Paradox. I was telling Eric about that. Where spoiler alert here. Batman is not Batman as we know him. It's Batman's father because instead of the Wayne's and his mom is the fucking Joker. I forgot to tell you about that the other day.
Hey, what if I wanted to watch it?
Just watch it.
You're right. I won't. DC sucks.
They got better stories at least in the.
No,
I won't say better. They're the ones that are like they're animated.
I mean,
shit.
they're good in their own right. They're like a minor league, though. You know, it's AAA ball, man.
Kat says I should be there. Yeah, but I'm gonna be in Maine. I'm taking Maine over the studio. I'll be right at the beach. I'll be calling in from right on the ocean.
I don't believe you.
I will. It's gonna be Wi-Fi. I hope the Wi-Fi's good there.
Yeah, hope so.
Me too.
What about a phone call?
If all else fails, right? Hopefully the cell signal's good there. Right on the ocean. You never know.
So this is patent. This is pending. Because this could all go shit. This could all go to shit.
Could. Won't.
Could.
Won't.
You ready to start this?
Just
DC's
about.
AAA ball. That's what I'm saying, Codename Killer. Oh, shit. Damn. I got to fuck you.
Push it out a week. I mean, well, see, I'll be gone 2 Saturdays in a row. So the plan, I think, was to do a show next Saturday and probably skip the Saturday after that. And then
2 Saturdays in a row?
Yeah, I'll be gone all of the next week, all the rest of this week, and all the next week.
I'm gonna take me a fucking staycation. I just got mentioned in another comment in that Facebook argument about Star Wars.
What's that?
Never mind. We ready?
I'm gonna go get the printouts.
Uh-huh.
Print them again just in case, because I don't want to walk my ass down there and they're not there. If you wouldn't mind, sir.
Print them again.
Marvel is good, but DC, I like it. I like it better.
Why do you like it better?
I just like their storylines better. I like their characters better. Marvel's too. Yeah, it's tired.
It's tired.
It's always been tired. It's always
You're
been derivative too.
fucking tired.
It's derivative. All right, I'll be right back. Did you print that? Is it printed? Is it printed?
No, it's making me fucking do an output or something. So I don't even know.
I print it?
Yeah, why don't you just print it?
So how come last time you printed it, like 5-10 minutes ago, whenever that was, it didn't give you that problem?
It did the same thing. I probably got 3 PDFs of it now in my saved. I don't know what made me do this. Can you print the fucking thing? Quit looking at me like an asshole.
I mean, my eyes calls them as I sees them, okay?
Fuck you.
I'm only going to make one copy. You don't deserve it.
I don't need a copy.
10 pieces of paper for 2 copies.
Yeah, that'd be 5 plus 5. How observant of you.
Checks out. Checks out. Man, I want to know why this Stream Machine, on a separate note, I had this motherfucker tuned to using 15% CPU when we streamed the show. It had been running like that for a year and a half. Running great. I don't know what happened. Somebody messed with it. I'm going to have to get in there and monkey around with it again. It runs about 40% CPU, and it causes all these, like last week when we had all those bubbles of fuck up during the show. And during we were doing Three Horsemen the other day, it was doing the same thing.
There's many hands in the cookie jar that is the stream PC.
When we get our other studio built, chop hands.
No fucking hands. Hands off, huh?
Hands off. You know what I might end up doing is we might just start casting off my laptop. Fudge it.
That'd be shite quality.
No, man, this laptop has like 3 times the power of that Stream Machine. It's just a fucking Mac Mini.
Can we do separate streams and then put them together on the same stream?
Ooh, co-stream on Mixer?
No.
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
You're just getting crazy now.
Why not? We'd have it to be separate streams, but on the same page. What are you saying?
Go to Act Tech. Eric Williams' brother runs it. What the fuck's... Who... Wait a minute.
Do we know this guy?
I'm thinking so. I don't know who it is, though. Codename Killer. Wow.
Anyway, what was I saying?
I don't know.
All right, I'm going to go get those printouts and see if I can't remember what I was saying.
You ain't going to remember shit.
Probably true.
What do I need to go to Act Tech for? I remember her saying mirror, mirror, Jennifer Green, and you were talking about the Mandela effect. Which we will touch on briefly today. Briefly. No. What do y'all remember? Well, I remember back in my day, Ace Tech. For what, though? What did I say? I don't even know what Ace Tech is. Codename Killer, I know you. Why don't you message me and tell me who you are, because I forget. I can't see your picture. My eyes are terrible. Ace Tech. I wonder what the fuck that is. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, that sucks. He's going to be out of town. I don't know if I really want to do that. Like, it would be me and Armand, but yeah, I guess if he falls out, you know, like his signal fades out, we'll be all right. It kind of sucks, but you know, I don't know. Oh, I wish he'd hurry up. We get started with the show. Did you do the commercial? You savage? Can you hear me? I guess not. Maybe he fell down. It's Looney Tunes with 2 O's. That's what I remember anyway. Mirror, mirror. Yeah, no, yeah, I remember mirror, mirror, not magic mirror. But from what I understand, it's magic mirror now. I think all this can be explained with just like egos. Like, we think we remember something the way it was, but our memory's wrong. You know, the mind plays tricks on you. Shit like that. I don't know. It's very crazy. The printer ate him. That's a big fucking printer.
So funny.
Nothing. Shazam happened. I mean,
Shazam's awesome.
I don't know. Shaquille O'Neal, was he ever a genie? I don't know.
Fucking Mandela.
Yeah, that's what we're
I'm talking about Shazam, the superhero.
Yeah, no, that's
9-year-old kid, fucking Billy, turns into a badass, fights Black Adam.
that's Kazam.
No, that's Shaq's movie, Kazam.
Oh, he's a genie.
Check 1, 2. Okay, we're good. All right, we good? We good to start?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna go start the recording and. Oh, let me double check my. Hold on a sec.
What?
Make sure my volume is working and stuff for the stream. You know what I mean?
I do.
Because we gotta have a.
Yeah. You need to press record too.
It's always a plus, isn't it?
Dun, dun, dun,
Tell me if you can hear this.
dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys.
Yep. You know who
That sounded like Drunk Krantz.
You know it, it's him.
Uh huh.
All right, 8's up. 8 is on and armed.
Oh, we got voicemails today.
Yeah, you ready?
Yeah.
You're listening to Surreal Talk, a look inside the world of cults, conspiracies, and the paranormal.
Something's not right, man. Something's not right. Something's bullshit here, and I don't believe it.
Honestly, this crazy shit could be completely possible.
Disclaimer, we reserve the right to be wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You think you know the whole story? Think again.
Now your hosts, Eric and Everett.
Welcome to Surreal Talk, and we are back.
How's it going, man? Been a while.
It's going good. Has
We
it
didn't
been a
re-
while?
we
No,
didn't
we did
record
one
last
last week.
Did we? No, it was 2 weeks ago.
What was last week?
We were
Oh,
off.
last week was our event. That's
Yeah,
right.
we had the
That's
event
right.
last week,
Yeah.
so
we're back.
it has been a while, but we are back with a whole new episode today. One that's going to be fun for me, at least. I don't know about you, Eric, but this is one of those good science-y type of episodes that I really like.
Yes.
Not that I really want to go too much into the science side of it today. I mean, what good does that do anybody? We'll go into the-
It's fucking brain numbing, is what it is when you try
Right,
to.
I'm not-
sit
I'm
there
not
and
getting
think
all the way
about
down to it.
string theory,
I will
quantum
try to-
mechanics, and
I will try to talk about quantum mechanics. Try to explain that crazy shit.
it's fucked up. I can
But-
understand it on its like most basic level. Like if you explain it like it's 5, there's a couple of good physicists on YouTube that you can catch some good quantum mechanic videos that they explain with like coloring, like drawings, illustrations, and small words, and that fucking works great. Once you get some of them, man, it just sounds like gibberish.
All right, but before we do that, let's hit some voicemails up. I think we got 4 or 5 of them here. I don't remember where we left off last time, so I'm going to start one, and if it seems familiar, we're going to stop it.
All right, let's do it.
All right, let's see where we're at.
Surreal talk, more like sellout talk.
Oh,
No, for
Seems
real
familiar.
though. How
Seems
many
familiar.
blue pills do you have to swallow to put out a show like that?
like what?
Oh my gosh, I haven't heard
Oh.
something so bad since Nostradamus, or maybe Titanic, but that was just me. I was half baked
Oh,
when I heard.
God.
Anyway,
This guy's mad.
Team Nobody.
Oh,
Thanks for that one, guys.
Hold on, let me bring up and see exactly what he's talking about here. I
Is
forget
he
what,
done? Was that it?
that was the end of that
Fuck.
that particular voicemail. I liked it.
Team sellout.
Yeah, it's
Sheesh.
funny. Now, let's see. Why is this all backwards? Organized crime. We must have been talking about organized crime. That was an interesting show.
Yeah.
I kept shitting on it though. It was my fault.
Yeah. You're an asshole.
I get in those moods where I'm
Next
like, oh,
voicemail.
this is poopy. I don't know, man. All right, fine. Jeez.
Before I do my Barack Obama impression.
Please don't do that. Please, God, don't do that. Here we go. Next voicemail. Another anonymous.
Uh-oh.
Hey guys,
Hey,
your favorite troll, Mr. Drunk Krantz here.
What's up, Dron?
how you
I know
doing?
it's been a while since I've talked to you guys, but felt inspired to call today for 2 reasons.
Uh-oh.
One,
Inspired.
Team Eric all
That's-
the way.
Of course.
Mm.
2, for all
Right,
you
right.
sissies out there moaning and complaining
Hold on.
about
I'm stopping every voicemail from now on that goes Team Eric. I guess I haven't had the time to delete them like I've been doing. That's why they all seem like they're all Team Everett, because I just delete them beforehand. But I'm drawn now. You'll never get through again. Anyway, Karen.
Yeah.
Oh, I restarted it. Oh, God damn it.
All you sissies out there moaning and complaining about Eric Eaton.
Oh, here we go.
I got a little something for you.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Just so happens to be your lucky day. That's right, folks.
He's got the greatest
Taco
voice.
Tuesday.
He does have a good
Got a little
voice.
something for you. Here we go.
Oh, my God.
Yes. That's fucking great.
So good.
Sounds good. I'm really hungry.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Team Eric.
Team Eric with a full mouth.
That's
I love
great.
it. Thank you, John. That was awesome.
That was good stuff. All right, next one's from James and Cindy. We got 3 more here.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna cut right through the bullshit.
Uh-oh.
Okay, here we go.
You tell that motherfucker that round here we chew however the fuck we wanna chew.
That's right.
Okay.
Boy, that eating issue literally divided the audience.
Some people got salty.
God.
Jesus.
These nuts, bitch.
Thank you. Team Eric or Everett?
Yeah, I'm sure it was Team Eric. Come on.
That's right.
All right, next one's Jesus Christ. I wonder how many people are going to haven't fucking eaten whatever now. I got some popcorn. Today we're eating salad on Surreal Talk voicemail. All right, here we go. Mr. Green. I like where this could go. I don't know. I don't think I ever listened to it yet.
Let's hear it.
What's up, Eric and Everett?
Hey.
Chilling on break.
Oh, on break. Awesome.
Wanted to say, great show. Listen to every episode.
Thank
Love
you.
all
Style.
the banter and bullshit you guys do back and forth. Just want to bring a couple topics here.
Let's hear 'em.
about the rainwater collection. I'm from Colorado.
Hold on, I'm going to write this
We're
down.
limited to 2 55-gallon drums, but at the same time, all of our water
Fucking
that
why,
is
though?
saved up in the reservoirs is belonged to California and Arizona and
Oh,
all
Nestle.
that stuff.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
there. So we
Right
don't
about
own
that.
the water. We just get to play in it. But
It's kind of bullshit.
as far as whose team I'm on Team Surreal Podcast.
Oh, okay.
Without you guys and Armand and everybody else, the show wouldn't be what it is today. So keep up the good work, and I'm sure Eric is talking to me. So what's
I
up,
am.
Eric?
Hey,
Have a
not
good
much,
day.
man. How you doing?
I guess that's it.
Oh, he didn't say anything back.
I kind of think about this whole in a different little light here. The Team Eric Everett thing's a lot like Democrat Republican.
Ooh.
So what we've done is, stay with me here. We've divided our audience, i.e. the people of America, on stupid issue like who's better, me or you, to stay away from the fact that we're both fucking idiots. You know what I mean? Everything we do is horrible. So Trump, Obama, it could be me and you. It don't matter, because at the end of the day, the fucking Illuminati's got it all figured out, pal.
That's right. Jesus Christ.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
see? Pick a side. I like it.
Yeah, pick a side.
Anyway, we got any more or are we done?
We got one more, pal.
All right, let's hear it.
Here we go. This is a long one, 2.5 minutes. We'll see where it goes.
Hey guys, my name is Chris. I'm from the Navajo Nation.
Oh, hey.
Chris.
And I just want to tell you, I am Team Everett.
Ah,
I am
why?
at work, chewing my nicotine gum,
When he's
and
at
being a
work,
good boy.
he's Team Everett.
But since I'm off work and I'm at home with my Bud Light and American Spirit, I want to say, fuck you, Everett.
Yeah.
Hold on. This one's over.
So
nice
I
voicemail,
want-
buddy.
Wait, stop. No.
What?
Keep going.
That was the end of it. He said, fuck you, Everett, and hung up.
It was 2.5 minutes. Maybe
That
he's got more to
was
say.
that not 2.5 minutes?
No. Turn the fucking thing.
to let you know about something I was listening to your old podcast, and you guys were on that stoner podcast with how it relevant to media. You guys left out Paul, which is
Oh, yeah,
the
Paul.
pot smoking alien. I didn't think
So
what are we talking
he's
about?
talking about when we did the marijuana episodes and we went into the best pot movies. We left out Paul.
Paul was
Which
good,
I'm
yes.
sure I didn't listen to him here. He might have already said, or was probably getting ready to say, that kind of crosses over to a lot of different things for us, because it's weed and aliens.
Paul was a good movie.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't bring that one up.
you guys would ever catch that. But in the meantime, I wanted to throw like a topic out there
I'm ready
let's
for
hear
it.
it.
about a conspiracy theory about the REX 84 that was implemented by
fuck is
Ronald
that?
Reagan, and that is since that whole thing with the kids in the news today about how they're being detained without their parents, separated without their parents, and that's a separate order that was initiated by probably the Trump administration, but it all stemmed from the very beginning, the REX-84 exercise, which was actually used was a scenario for detaining American citizens, and that kind of goes with the conspiracy thinking for detaining people that have critical thinking that are considered a national threat to security, to national security. So I wanted to see if you guys would do a podcast on that, and seeing that this is kind of in the news right now, and we are all conspiracy theorists that use critical thinking.
I have to pause this and
I
rewind
want to
it.
see
I
if
got
that's
up and I
something
missed the
that
last 30
was
seconds.
actually
I'm
used
sorry.
was
Here we go
a
again.
scenario for detaining American citizens. And that kind of goes with the conspiracy thinking for detaining people that have critical thinking that are considered a national threat to security.
So detaining conspiracy theorists.
To national security.
Better not.
So I wanted to see if you guys would
Don't group me in
do
with
a
those
podcast
fuckers.
on that.
It's not even that. Hold on, I'm going to pause him here. Just because somebody's a conspiracy theorist, you don't just because somebody's anything, you don't just detain them. That's ridiculous. I don't care if I could lump myself in as a conspiracy theorist or not. Don't just detain people who entertain these thoughts, whether you consider them rational or logical or whatever.
Why?
Because that's just like you're just going to go around. Anybody who doesn't have an opinion that is the same as yours, throw them in jail.
No, I know why. I was just seeing if you knew why.
Well, that's exactly why. You know me, I'm pro freedom, man.
And seeing that this is kind of in the news right now, and we are all conspiracy theorists that use critical thinking.
Hopefully.
I want to see if that's something that you guys would delve into and possibly,
Maybe
put your minds and bodies or whatever together and
put our bodies together.
Figure that out. Anyway, you guys have a kick-ass podcast, and I think I'll leave with that since I'm almost done with my beer.
Are you Team Eric or Team Everett? Oh, he already said.
Yeah, well, at work, he's Team Everett. When he's at home with his beer and his American spirit, it's all fuck me.
Right.
So when at work, when he's rational and on his gum, I'm all good. No, but I don't know. What do you think about hitting a topic about? It's a little bit of a hot button topic right now, and you're seeing it all over social media. I see people talking about.
Everybody's got a fucking opinion.
I know, man. That's
I'm
so tiring.
sick of talking about it. I've talked about it, and for those of you that aren't my friend on Facebook, just thank God for that.
Why?
No, it's not bad. No, I sometimes I just get sick of shit like this. I posted the other day. I was kind of like, everybody's bitching about this entire situation. Republicans are blaming Obama and Democrats are blaming Trump.
Yeah, when was this first enacted? Who's the last president to do it?
Who gives a fuck? Let's solve the problem. Get the kids out of fucking cages.
What's even worse?
If you gotta blame somebody, do it after
what's even worse
fucking done with the
is
issue.
the people who are like,
some people just
if I go to jail, they take my kids from me. And things like that. You don't want to go to jail. Don't cross the border illegally. I mean, it's besides the point.
Everybody's got an opinion on that shit. Everybody's got an opinion on that shit.
Yeah, I feel you, man. It's just I don't want to go into it.
Yeah,
but
I don't like getting into it.
Be kind to people. That's at the end of the day. People are people. They're not just random numbers crossing an imaginary line. They're people. There might be crossing an imaginary line.
I was gonna say, no matter how much Trump wants us to think that every Mexican
Let's not get
is a
anti-Trump
racist
here.
and a drug dealer, that just isn't so.
I agree with you there. And it may not.
Or I mean,
you
rapist,
can't say
not
Trump
racist.
Wants us to believe that, because I don't think Trump's ever came out and said every Mexican's a rapist.
Let's stop talking about Trump and talk about parallel universes.
You're the one who brought him up, not
Fuck
me.
you.
I'm just
I
trying
don't
to
wanna
say
do politics anymore.
You know me, I'm not a Trumper, but I'm not
You
going to
are.
sit here and let you just
You've
put
got
words
a MAGA
in the man's
hat at
mouth.
home that you wear all the fucking time.
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
See,
but
telling you, folks.
putting words in a guy's mouth ain't fair. Just saying. All right, parallel universe.
Huge. Parallel universes are huge. Universes. I kind of bumbled that a little bit.
Let's start off first. What do you think of when you think of the universe?
I think of a billion different galaxies, all comprised of a billion different stars with rocky planets floating around all of them, some gassy, some rocky.
So you think of the universe...
I think of it as a huge, expansive space with billions of galaxies, and inside each galaxy is millions, hundreds of millions of stars with their own solar systems.
So for you, the universe is both the container and the innards, so to speak, the matter
Yes.
See, I kind of think of the universe
So
itself.
I think of it as a bubble, like we're going to talk about. But that's how I've always perceived it, a big bubble.
Sure, that's the way most people perceive it. That's the way I think it is in all actual reality. That's the way we exist, is inside of this existence that is a bubble.
Yeah, yeah.
But my thought is the universe isn't the matter inside of it. It's the plane that we exist upon, the space that we exist in, the medium.
Space-time?
Space-time, so to speak, is the medium in which we exist, and that's our universe. Whether or not it has an edge or if it curves back on itself, there's a lot of scientific models that people think it could be looking like a donut or physically just like a bubble where it curves back on itself that way. Nobody really knows.
No.
The universe can also be thought of as our observable universe. Are you familiar with the term observable universe?
Yeah, observable universe is everything that we can see through our telescopes, as powerful as they are, and any light that we can observe is our observable universe. That doesn't mean the universe is that small. It just means that's what we can observe, our observable universe.
Right, a being on the edge of our observable universe
may see into what would be known as like the dark territory.
We could call it the dark territory, but for them it could be another expanse of 15 billion light years.
Yeah, of course, of course.
And that's just
the outer rim.
That's the normal type of universe that we think of now. Like there's no real multiverse there unless it is truly infinite, and matter in itself is truly infinite. Then you can start to have could be multiverses inside of our main static universe, as I like to thought. The universe is the space we live in, not a separate reality, not where you had to take a portal to get to it. It's a physical plane that you can drive across, even if you drive forever. Yeah. As long as we got that clear, that's what we're talking about. If there is a certain...
Fuck you mean we got this clear?
Just so as we go along this path of conversation, that's what we're talking about. Not like you had to warp it to another being or dimension of reality.
Right. No, I get you. Yeah, I understand.
So if the universe exists that way and it's infinite, and there is truly an infinite amount of matter that exists in it, and it scatters in certain ways, there has to be an infinite amount of ways that it coalesces. So our way of seeing the universe is just one of an infinite ways that matter could coalesce, right?
Right.
But if it's truly infinite, then it had to have coalesced in the way we are right now an infinite number of times. And also an infinite number of times that are off by just the movement of a subatomic particle's distance different from us.
Yeah, so I mean, observably, you would not. There's some other parallel universe. You wouldn't even be able to tell the difference from this one to that one because it's so minute. But every little change.
So would you really though consider that parallel universe in a strictest sense?
If it's a separate universe, yeah.
But if it's not, if you can drive there, if you could if it's in the same plane, it's just so far away.
Oh yeah, but that's not. How would that ever? That's not the case.
How do you know? That's one of the theories, that if the universe is truly infinite,
somewhere out there on our same plane, that there's another
world. It's like the sand the sand has fallen down and landed in the exact same pattern it is now. You know what I mean? In an hourglass. And if it is truly infinite and there's truly that much matter, it has to be that way. Infinity dictates that it has to be every single possible way.
Every way,
and an infinite amount of times of each.
Yeah, that's fucking heavy, Ogre.
That's heavy, isn't it?
That's heavy, Ogre, for sure.
But I still don't consider that to be alternate realities.
No, I wouldn't consider that to be alternate realities either.
I mean, they have the same physics, so to speak, as we have.
When you say alternate reality, you're talking like Back to the Future timeline, we skewed from the normal timeline and ended up in this 1985.
That'd be an alternate universe in the strictest sense, in my opinion.
Right.
But not in the same realm. I don't think that's different.
No.
But let's talk about it like this. If it truly is like that, are you special then? In our own level of existence, there is an infinite number of you.
No, you're not. We're not special even if there's only one of you.
Why are you not?
Why would you think you were? Why would you think that that a human being is special in the scope of what's going on in just at our observable universe? We don't know. So, like Neil deGrasse Tyson says, we're made up of the 5 most common elements in the universe, short of helium, which is an inert to us.
Right.
If you can't die from it unless that's all you breathe. But 5 most common fucking elements are the same 5 most common elements in our body. Mm-hmm. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, with just the Milky Way galaxy having 1 billion stars in it with that many chances at planets, and then there's hundreds of billions of galaxies like the Milky Way galaxy in our observable universe, why would you think that this is the only place that we're that special, that this is the only place that these elements have combined to make life? Why would we be so naive to think that this is
I'm so glad that you're down that train of thought.
This is the only place in and out of hundreds of billions of opportunities for this to happen,
The infinite amount of opportunities.
this is it. This is the one. We're not special. Give it a fucking break.
Then let me ask you this.
Come on.
Explain to me free will in this existence then.
In what sense? What do you pertaining to what?
Because if there's an infinite amount of possibilities that have happened, can happen, and will happen in this existence,
Okay.
then what you're doing is just one of a string of possibilities that can and must happen.
Okay.
What you are doing is basically predetermined from the dawn of the original.
So does that mean you have a
pop.
consciousness split every time? Like, is it the same consciousness?
Well, that's a different alternative reality
You know what I
theory.
mean? Because think about it. Like, every time you decide to do a different
Well,
action,
that's the question
or,
there too.
or
What is
conve-
conscious? We've been through this philosophical debate many times. What is
Right.
consciousness? But if you are truly a copy on the other side of the universe, and you are truly just a collection of how atoms have scattered and followed what must happen in physics, if a ball bounces at a 45-degree
Right,
angle
it's
off a
coming
wall,
off of a
and you could predict it,
yes.
is your consciousness predictable? And is your consciousness, as it sits now, always going to be the way it was going to be from the very beginning of existence? And if that is the case, is that free will in any way, shape, or form?
So you're talking about like a predetermined destiny.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, to you, there's no difference. You don't know the difference, because you can't. Well, obviously, you can't prove what you're talking about. But to the average human, you don't know the difference. Even if it was a predetermined destiny, you as a human going through this timeline and doing
Right.
what you feel like is your free, you never would know the difference. So what does that matter?
You're right. And
You would never have a fucking
while it is completely
frame
that
of
way,
reference for that. You
if
wouldn't know.
if the universe is infinite and it is truly that way, you're right. It doesn't matter. But what I would encourage you to think about it like is the old choose your adventure books. You know what I mean? Sure, you're in a story that could go any which direction that's already set.
Yeah, turn to page 56 to fucking
You can make the
divorce.
universe you're
turn
in.
to page 38 to upgrade your job. Yeah,
Right. You
I
basically
know what
have
you're
the
talking about.
ability to make your
Telltale
universe be the cool
games.
universe you're in.
Telltale Games.
Right. We get the meaning. I'm just saying you have the ability to make your universe the cool universe.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's just my point. Even if it is no free will, kind of is. It's all basically just how you look at it.
Yeah, that's what I said. You'll never know. Doesn't matter to you.
So that's kind of the first type of universes I wanted to talk about that just exist in our same level of reality and are just so far away that while you could get there if you had enough time, you'd probably never get there. And there's just too many of them to even visit.
Right.
So the next type are like, okay, that's bubble universes in a nutshell. That's basically a bubble universe. There's another type of bubble universe, though, that exists inside of a black hole. The theory that anything that goes into a black hole is basically created into another existence that might go into a white hole that plumes out into a whole other existence. How do you feel about that one?
Well, I mean, honestly, so white holes eject matter, black holes technically, I guess, suck it in. So what they're saying is that another theory of that is that the white holes are like a big bang, ejecting matter out like happened in our universe. You know what I mean? So at the end of every black hole on the other side is giving life to another entire universe.
I like the way the thought that you're going there. So Big Bang, this is kind of a skew.
Right.
Where did that matter come from? If it was an infinitesimally
Infinitely
small,
hot and infinitely small.
which sounds exactly like a singularity inside of a black hole, which I don't buy this whole universe inside of a black hole thing.
Doesn't
But
matter
any
what
which
you
way.
buy.
Right. It
Science
doesn't matter.
accepts it. Science accepts it.
Science
accepts
doesn't
it.
accept that there's universes inside of black holes.
No, science accepts that black holes have a singularity, though.
Okay, fine. Well, scientists just recently became sure that black holes were a thing and not just something on paper. So don't get too cocky there, sir.
Well, we can detect them now.
Well, we detected. Okay, sort of.
Anyway, keep where you're going.
I don't know. I got into it with you there and lost my train of thought.
The Big Bang.
Oh, the Big Bang. Where did that matter come from? Did it come from another universe?
I mean, if that theory is correct, yeah, it was all. That's the singularity.
But where did that matter from that other universe come from?
Being sucked in from the other side on a black hole. You know what I mean?
So, but where did that black hole originally get its matter from? Another universe that preceded it?
I mean, what was first, the fucking chicken or the egg? Who the fuck knows? I don't know.
That's my point.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, we don't know that though.
Yeah.
I like that theory though, where the other side of a black hole is a fucking white hole that it just constantly ejects matter, and that's what we consider
So
like a big.
that
it
makes
gives
the
birth
assumption
to
though that
another universe right
a black
outside
hole
there.
is both the
Makes
creation
me
of.
feel good on the inside, you know.
I hope. I'm glad it does. But it's to say that a black hole is the creation of a wormhole, more or less.
Black hole.
It's the
could
one
be
end
a
of a
wormhole.
wormhole?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what that sounds like to me.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like a wormhole that's basically a blender at the same time.
Yeah, it wouldn't be nice to go in there. No, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't sound good at all. Spaghettification's a whole thing, and
Yeah,
suction
stretch
throws you
it,
out.
stretch you out by your atoms.
So, what about the quantum mechanics theory of many worlds?
Look, man, I fucking told you about quantum mechanics. I get it like this much. So if you want to talk about that, you got to talk about
I
that.
will try, and this is so fucking difficult to talk about. So quantum mechanics is, okay, there's two types of physics models. There's standard model physics, which Einstein's theory of relativity pretty much nails, and we can get all the rules for what the observable universe as we see it on a macro level is. Quantum mechanics, that deals with the study of subatomic particles and how they behave. And it's really weird. Subatomic particles don't behave like an apple sitting on a table. They behave as both a particle and in a wave function. And what they've come to realize what this wave function is, so go find a video on the internet that explains quantum
The double slit
the
theory.
double slit theory.
You want me to get it?
Yeah, go ahead. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so what it is if you shoot a particle from a stationary point like this piece of paper, and you have another piece of paper in front of it like this, and there's two slits in this piece of paper. So what this saying is that the particle will shoot right through the slit and hit the wall, and what you would expect is that it hits the wall behind the paper in the same location every time.
I found an ELI 5 for it.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you
Want
go.
to do that? It's even better.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
I
so
prefer my
this is from Reddit.
explanations
I'm
like
gonna
on 5.
credit everybody here. So it was a question posted by user Cucumber Boatwire. He says ELI 5, the double slit photon experiment. In the wise words of Bender, sweet photons, I don't know if you're waves or particles, but you sure go down smooth. Fucking Bender. The first answer says, briefly, in the 20th century, people like Rutherford, Planck, and Einstein, all scientists, had competing theories as to whether light was fundamentally a particle or a wave. Thomas Young had performed the double slit experiment by showing that light that passed through two slits resulted in an interference pattern on a detector screen.
Like a wave.
Right. So interference patterns exist whenever the crest of two waves hit and cancel out what happens. And if you put that on a physical representation, that cancelization results in a banding pattern on a 2D surface. And that's what he was saying. Okay.
Like 1/8 of a kaleidoscope pattern is what it kind of looks like.
I'm going to have to actually explain that later.
Hey,
Not
Eli
now,
5.
but later. This is analogous to dropping two stones in a perfectly calm lake. Waves will recede from each stone's landing spot until the waves collide with each other. Wave crests will collide with each other's crests, causing supercrests, and troughs will collide with troughs, creating super troughs, as long as the waves are in phase, which they would be dropped into stones at the same time. So they went bloop at the same time.
Yeah.
The pattern of supercrests and super troughs is called an interference pattern. When Young saw an interference pattern on the detector screen, he declared that light behaved in the exact same way as water waves do, and therefore light is fundamentally a wave. However, Max Planck had showed that whether light was a wave or not, it existed in discrete packets called quanta. Like a case of beers divided into 24 beer-sized quanta, you can't have a case of 24.6 beers. I don't know where he's going with that, but
anyway.
So they were able to repeat the double slit experiment. But this time they fired individual quanta of light through the slits without looking to see which slit the quanta went through. They observed the little dots on the screen representing each quanta of light. So particle? Except when they kept firing quanta of lights through the slits, the individual dots accumulated to form the same interference pattern that Young saw. This was extremely counterintuitive because it doesn't seem possible that individual quanta of light could produce such a pattern. How could it? This resulted in the same quanta of light. This result suggested that the individual quanta of light were interfering with themselves, and therefore must pass through both slits at the same time. So that means that a single waveform of light existed in multiple different spots at the same time in reality and interfered with itself at the same time.
Yeah.
So alternate versions interacted.
And you can't tell like that all this is going on if you observe it. It doesn't happen when you observe it.
It only happens when you observe it. If you don't observe it, it's all happening.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you don't observe it, everything's happening.
It's what's called superposition. Every possibility that happens and doesn't happen all at the same time. It's like Schrodinger's cat. We were talking about that earlier before the show.
If you don't look into it, it's both alive and dead up until the moment when you open the box.
Sure.
So you put a cat in a box.
Hold on.
For you don't know what Schrodinger's cat is.
I can't wait for your explanation.
Fuck
of this.
you. If you put a cat in a box and then put a chunk of like radioactive material in that box, it's got a 50% chance of killing the cat or not.
That's in a container that there's a quantum effect that has a 50% chance of happening or not that would break the container, opening the container, killing the cat. There you go.
Exactly. So you don't know whether the cat's alive or not until you open the box and look inside of it.
To observe the effect.
To observe the effect. So before you open the box, technically the cat's both alive and dead at the same time.
And neither.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
I got to point out, though, that Schrodinger, The reason he came up with this, the Schrodinger's cat, was to show that quantum mechanics, in his opinion, was just complete nonsense. It just doesn't exist that way. But
he didn't know that Schrodinger's cat was that theory was like going to be like staple for the quantum mechanics. Basically, it was
well, as a way to explain it.
As a way to explain it, yes.
Good job there, Schrodinger. I don't know. It's also good to note that he became a biologist after getting into. He was first into quantum mechanics.
After quantum mechanics, it fried his fucking brain. He went to be a biologist.
All right, let's see. Anyway, back to what we were saying here. So they decided to add a detector at one point of the slits to see which slit the light is going through. To their amazement, when they added the detector, the interference pattern disappeared, and the light clearly only passed through one slit or the other and showed up as individual dots with no pattern as soon as they added the detector.
As soon as you observe it.
They removed the detector, and sure enough, the interference pattern returned. In conclusion, light appeared to behave as a wave and as individual quantum of light, since it appeared to pass through both slits simultaneously, which is necessary for the appearance of an interference pattern. But when you measure which slit the light went through, the light appears to behave as a particle and just flies through one slit or the other.
See, I honestly don't even feel like we explained it good enough.
No.
Like for people to understand. Like the quantum mechanics is so fucking weird, dude.
It's good enough to explain what superposition there is that fundamental particles in theory exist as both particle and wave at all times. So every electron in your body, even the things that make up the electron, actually the things that make up your electrons, exist as both. So the many worlds theory, the quantum theory that supports alternate reality, states that not only do you exist in this, every superposition of your body is another reality. That's basically what it is. You have the ability, and they do exist and must exist and don't exist all at the same time. And the ones that we are in are the only ones that have the most likely probabilities that collide more or less and create the existence that we're in.
Right.
And that is such a horrible way to explain it. I encourage you, please get on YouTube and look for somebody who's not a dumbass.
The double slit theory, it'll change your life.
Well, no, it'll confuse your life.
It'll confuse the fuck out of you is what it's going to do.
Quantum mechanics is where science starts to get stupid and scary, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because nothing is explainable like you would normally be able to test in real life. All right. Daughter universes. This was kind of cool. It kind of follows the flow of quantum mechanics. So this is kind of the theory that for every chance or for every choice you make, you do make it and another universe pops off from it.
Right.
But it goes even deeper than that. It's not just the choices that people make. It's the chaos theory for which any possibility of something that could happen, that possibility happens in another universe that is created in the instant of that possibility. So whenever I drop this paper, if chaos theory is a real thing, and this it can fall in multiple different ways. Like we were saying earlier with the free will argument that if everything has been set out since the beginning of the universe, whenever I drop this, there's no chaos. Everything is going to fall as it must. But if there is a chaos, that for every
there's a million different ways it could fall.
Right. And for each one of those, there's a million, for however many possibilities, there's that many universes created.
And isn't that gnarly to think that everything as small, if this theory was correct, that anything that you do as small as dropping a piece of paper splits off a million different realities.
But you know what that says, though? There is a first.
There's an initial timeline.
There has to be a seed. If there's a split that something comes from, then that splits off into something else. There's two levels of deepness here. It makes you believe that there's a split that had to come from an initial thing.
Had to come from somewhere. And if that came from, where'd it start at? Your life is your life, but your life could be a split off of your
I don't even mean that. I mean this existence split off from another existence, which split off from the choice of another existence or the happening in another.
Right.
What is that initial, the original one, the first of the two splits, the initial one that split off into something else, from that first choice of this might happen or this might. I guess it would be this might exist or this might not exist.
Yeah.
And then on that second one, there was, okay, now this existence, this one little atom might come into creation or this one might come into creation. It's got to be infinitesimally small, those first few choices or differences.
Yeah.
But it had to go out like that.
Yeah.
And then you got to think about the way at that point that it propagated. So after that very first split into two, each of those now split into two twos. And each of those now split into two twos. So
yeah, and I mean, I don't think it stops at two. I think two you're underestimating. There's millions different.
Exactly. Well, exactly. On the first split, there's only two. And then on the second split, there's like two sets of twos on two sets of twos. Think of it like, say, a dandelion. You know what a dandelion is? You blow the little things. A backwards bracket, sure, but it's more deeper than the backwards bracket because those brackets each themselves spawn off its own version of the bracket.
Yeah,
a whole new version. But each of those on that spin off. So where is all this space at? If they exist like that on all these infinitesimal levels, they got to exist basically right on top of us.
And that's the dimension that's like everything's a piece of paper and there's multiple.
The brain theory.
The brain theory, yeah, they call
That's
them membranes.
kind of that.
That's kind of that, but it's not.
Actually, I think that's more like the first theory where
bubbles. You think it's bubble universe?
Bubbles that exist inside of another macro universe that these brains kind of like they are 9-dimensional, which I can't even explain to you at this point what 9-dimensional is.
You don't know what 9-dimensional is.
I don't have the brain to conceptualize it. I get past 3-dimensional to 4-dimensional, which I don't believe time should be counted as a dimension in that regard.
Why
it's not a dimension. Time is
no, time's not a dimension according to you. But like we've said before, if there are aliens or
time is a
whoever,
description. It's
no, not that. If there's aliens that can access time in a linear fashion, like we can access the tabletop of this, where they don't, like you've said before in the Star Trek series, where the one people fucking didn't know what before or after was. They looked at time in a linear fashion, not like
they looked at it as a non-linear.
Not like it exists to us. You know what I'm saying? And
if that's a possibility at all, I don't think that is. I think.
Well, you don't think that is because you can't perceive that.
I just think that's bullshit.
Well, I mean, you might.
I do. Well, let me tell you why. Because I don't think time so much is really real. It's a side effect of existence. It's a way to show that something has happened. It is a categorization to show change.
Exists. It is not a side effect of existence. It exists itself.
It's not a side effect. I mean, it's a side effect is to say a shadow is a side effect of light. You know what I'm saying? It's not real. It's just something there that is an evidence of something happened. Time is a justification, not a justification.
It's a description. It's how we tell things happen.
Right, but it's not a physical thing. It's not a wave. It just is. It's a flow.
Not to you.
And in my opinion,
higher dimensions of life may be able to look at time like. Dude, and you're going to sit here and try to explain the double slit theory about how something could be the same thing at two things at one time, and you're going to sit there and tell me that you don't think that in some other dimension they can access time in a different way than what we see as normal?
I mean, if there's an infinite number of dimensions, yes, that must be a thing. But
get your shit together.
I don't think time works that way. I don't think time should be included in the dimensions of physical dimensions because it's not a physical dimension. It is a description.
As we know it, it's not a physical dimension.
But I'm talking about the physical dimensions. The 9D they're talking about are physical dimensions that kind of split off. Like we think of 3 as X, Y, and Z.
Yes.
X, Y, Z, A, B, C, like different directions.
I understand.
But time is not a way to categorize something like that. Time is a description of change. It's not a cause of or a description of being is a description of how something has been, not how something is being. So
I'm just saying maybe to you.
I'm just thinking you're not getting what I'm putting down here. Not understanding what I'm saying.
I'm not smelling the rock you're cooking.
I guess not. All right, let's take a look at the old sheets and see where we're at. I think I'm only through the first page. I'm throwing out the max tag mark stuff. What do you got, Eric? Let's go through some of your questions here.
Yeah, I think my questions were the best shit ever.
Let's go through Eric's list of parallel universe questions. The first one is...
We covered this one, basically.
What is there? If there are infinite parallel universes, that means there's a parallel universe that doesn't have parallel universes. We didn't cover that.
Oh, no, that's not the right one. But yeah. What do you think about that?
No, I would say that's the only one that doesn't exist.
One that doesn't have another one?
Right, because it couldn't exist. Just think about it. What you're saying is if there are infinite parallel universes, that right there says in the statement of the question there are infinite parallel universes.
Yeah, there's other infinite parallel universes, but do you think there's a universe right here that exists?
Because that negates the rest of them. If that's the only one, if it existed and doesn't have any parallel, then the rest cannot exist.
No parallel to it.
Every universe is parallel. That's the way it works. It's like if it's not you, then it's a parallel. It's separate.
Okay, I should have worded that different as to alternate.
It doesn't have an
alternate.
So it doesn't have an exact alternate copy?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is somewhere along the lines, way back when the splits were happening.
Yeah.
A split happened, and it only, like, the choices that were made for some reason only went down a certain direction.
Yeah. I wonder if that's a thing.
It's not a tree. It's just one separate line.
Yeah.
So we're... no, because I would argue then that even back at its one initial split, it's different. It just had different times passed.
So do other universes branch from ours, or do we branch from theirs? That's an interesting question. Again, we'll never know that.
Unless we're the first, we'll never know. If we are the first, then everyone branches from us. If we're not the first, then they both branch from us, and we branch from another one, a single one.
We've already covered this. Is there an alternate me?
Yes. There's an infinite number of yous and close to yous, and if that's true, though, there has to be a me that has your mind in it. If you think about that.
Fucking luckiest ever in the multiverse.
I guess so. Black holes leading to parallel universes.
We kind of talked about that a little bit.
Yeah,
Is there a main universe that all alternates branch off of? That's what we were saying.
Again, don't know.
Yeah.
I guess there would have to be. If there was a split, they had to start somewhere. It did. That's the way splits work. You know what I mean? It didn't start from two splits. They came in, these two splits coalesced and came back out again. No, it had to start one and split off in one direction. It's like the universe itself, the Big Bang. If you think about that as a splitting of matter and going out in all different directions, it still had to start from a single point. All that same matter. Unless there's other matter coming from another direction, which
would be the black hole thing.
No. Well, I'm talking about like whenever you observe the universe right now, all matter is basically flying away from itself.
Yeah.
There's not
expanding.
There's not that we can tell
inflation.
Another set of matter expanding in this direction from a separate Big Bang. You know what I mean? It all started from a point. So all the splitting of all the universes, if they split, they had to start. You know what I mean?
Right.
Splits come from one. Splits don't come from two generally. Unless these two alternate universes started at the exact same way or exact same time and split, then it wouldn't matter. They would just exist parallel, and they wouldn't have any similarities because they didn't split from the same original, source.
Right, but that's what I was talking about. If they didn't split from the same original sources, they're an alternate
that's
universe.
What you meant. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying when I said maybe I didn't word this right. That's literally exactly what I was talking about.
So is there another seed universe, so to speak, that had a different start?
And would they be able to exist at the same time on the same plane, just splitting the fuck off everywhere, which way they want to go?
That's a good question, man. I don't know. Is there a different cosmic
fucking
seed?
Answer it.
I don't know.
Oh. All right.
That's very interesting to think about, though.
And so what do you think?
That's just the next level of the omniverse. When you think about the universe that sits in the multiverse, which sits in the omniverse, is the omniverse sent in something larger? You know what I mean? Was there a seed that seeded the omniverse, that seeded another omniverse? Is there something that all these omniverses sit inside the major verse? I don't know.
So what do you think? You think we can travel to a parallel universe through a black hole or a wormhole? You think if
wormholes work just like they do in science, and we can figure out a way to go into it and not get tore apart, which I guess if anything's possible in physics, you can figure that out in one of these universes. There's got to be a way to do it, and then yes. Will we ever figure it out?
Me and you, we ain't figuring shit out.
We as humanity.
Oh, okay.
So our splits from our line, you know what I'm saying? Somewhere down the line, will one of our splits ever figure out how to manipulate energy to crack open space and create a portal to another point in this space, let alone another physical dimension? I don't know. Don't know.
To someone inside of a simulation, would the simulators be a parallel universe?
Good question. Depends. Then again, we got to go back to what is your definition of universe? What is a reality?
Yeah.
I mean, does a reality
like
need
as
an
we
observer?
see it like an alternate universe, like, whoa, dude, there's somebody out there doing something we have our own reality in here. I mean, technically, that's an alternate universe or other reality, wouldn't it be?
I don't know. I don't know. See, that's the question, though. When does it become alternate reality? What does it make it alternate? Is it a whole separate set of physics and rules that make it alternate? Is it that it exists in some sort of physical bubble different from ours, but it might still have the same rules?
It could be anything. It could be all of those. All the above makes it alternate.
That's
fair. It could be an alternate universe if, like, the Morty lizard.
The Morty lizard? Oh, yeah. Like, I gotcha. Let's talk Rick and Morty then about their way their multiverses work.
Their multiverse is cool.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's that cool. It's very limited.
They just have the green portal gun, and he can go right to any other dimension. They are technically from C-137.
Dimension C-137. They've categorized their dimensions in that way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And think about that, though. So, like, you remember the one episode where there was the guy and he was C-148B, 148C, and 148D, and they progressively got more fucked up. Like, this guy had a scar. This guy's half his face was burnt off. And then at the end, he's kind of retarded with no hair. And you don't remember that? So, like, each individual number.
So it's like a copy of a copy of a copy?
Yeah, but so, like, what you were saying, how they split,
right.
That's A, B, C, and D.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So is there splits then off, is there a 148AA?
I mean,
A,
Rick
B,
and Morty are technically
AC?
137C.
Actually, are they, though? Didn't they destroy 137C?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a squirrel.
Well, they are 137C, but they don't live in 137C?
Yeah.
Because they're
from 137C.
Right. But that's weird how in that universe, I don't know, Rick and Morty's fucked up, dude. Because they've got the way that they travel through their multiverse, but then they've got the interdimensional cable, those episodes where they show a litany of other possibilities. Like the guy.
Baby legs?
Yeah, baby legs, ants in my eyes, Johnson, for instance. You know what I mean?
Ants in my eyes. I don't know if I'm being robbed.
I think we blew our load too early in the episode talking about how the infinity, because when you start talking about infinity with parallel universes, the entire argument is moot because with infinity, everything is possible.
Okay, so let's talk about the Mandela effect. Do you think that's allegedly being caused by universes colliding, like
There's a
parallel
lot-
universes, like
And it's CERN's fault.
bleeding through?
Obviously,
Well, I didn't
we talked
say
about
that.
this on the CERN episode, but do I think the Mandela effect is real? So universes collide. What happens whenever that happens? So, as I've always said, the Mandela effect is just proud people with bad memories.
Yeah,
who
fair.
Are
Yeah,
too proud to say that they're wrong.
Imagine that.
But let's go along with it and say that somehow universes are colliding. And I guess you're getting shook from one universe to the other, or your consciousness is?
Wait a minute. It's not just about proud people thinking they're wrong. I legitimately
Who don't believe they're wrong.
Who don't believe they're wrong. I legitimately in my head thought that the lady said mirror, mirror on the wall. That's not what it is. It's magic mirror on the wall.
Right. But again, you're just
what I'm
because
saying.
you believe that, it's a case of
It's not that I don't want to believe I'm wrong. It's that in my head, my memory remembers that.
You have a wrong memory, though.
Right. Well, I'm not saying I don't. I'm saying
That's
it's not
my
that I
point.
want to this like that. It's just that's the way I fucking remember.
Okay, but
it.
you don't honestly believe you were in a different universe, right?
No, that's not.
Okay.
No, not at all.
So my point is, the people who believe in Mandela effect, who really believe in Mandela effect, not you, because you obviously just said you don't really believe in Mandela effect. Those people who do are too proud to exist or to admit the possibility that they have a wrong memory. That's it to me.
Yeah.
And not that we've somehow had universes collided, and on a physical or conscious level, you have moved between them somehow just to the reality for whatever reason. The only difference is the difference in spelling of Berenstain or Berenstein.
I mean, and a couple of them are like, and I believe those were just misprints, but a couple of the Mandela effects are very easily explainable. Like the what is it? Empire Strikes Back on,
Luke,
yes.
I am your father. No, that's not how it
That's
went.
not how it went either. But you remember that because of that fucking movie Chris Farley did where he talked into the fan and sounded like Darth Vader.
Right.
Because he misquoted it.
But it can't be wrong if Chris Farley said it, right?
That's right.
So it has to be the universe fucked up.
Yeah. Of course.
See, that's the
of
problem I have
course.
with
Why
Mandela
wouldn't
effect.
it be? What else would it be?
That's the problem I have.
Couldn't have a bad memory.
All right, going down the list, pop culture. So wow, it's been a while since we did a real good pop culture, but this one exists really well because there's so many movies and TV shows that have, alternate versions of reality in them.
Mm-hmm.
Going down the list, the first one I had on the list is a movie that I've seen, but it's been like many years. The One with Jet Li. I know you haven't seen it.
No.
But the premise behind this is that one version of a man who lives in the multiverse has figured out how to get between different versions of the universes. And that if he kills another version of himself, the essence, the power of that one that he killed is distributed through every other version of himself in the multiverse. So he's been going through all the universes and killing himself and making himself and every other version of himself stronger. So that was an interesting...
Hell of a good plan.
Except, what fucking power do people have? How is there a universal essence? That's what always bothered me.
All I'm saying is at the end, Jet Li gets to fight Jet Li, and they're both badass.
Yeah.
Nobody loses.
I mean... You pretty much nailed the ending of the movie.
I haven't seen it, but I imagine that's what
Jet
it is.
Li
Right?
v. Jet Li.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Butterfly effect. So that's kind of time travel and parallel universes, but you can't really have one without the
It
other.
kind of worked in the way that Back to the Future did, where if you went back and you changed something, it changed where, like, you went back in time, changed something, and then came back. It changed the future for you. When you got back, it was a different future.
So
it worked
in that
like how it
regard,
did
time
there.
travel is not time travel. You're not traveling through time. Again, are you? You're traveling to just a different dimension.
Are you?
In
there's
Back to the
not a
Future
different
rules.
dimension. There's not a different dimension until you go back and create something. So you are traveling back in time. You go back, create the split, and when you go forward, you're in a different one. I would
It's
think.
different timeline or different dimension?
I don't know.
Because your other ones still obviously exist. If you can go back to the pre-split, and basically all they were doing is figuring out when they had to be
where the split happened.
right and traveling before the split.
Yeah.
So is it a split in time, or is it a split in reality, or is there a difference?
Why the fuck you asking me? I have no idea.
I just want your opinion on how you look at it.
I guess I look at it as a split in time, really.
I don't know.
But
I would
maybe
say,
that's the way Hollywood wanted it. Maybe it's a
I would
split
say
in reality.
you are just in those rules, jumping between different existences at different points in those existences. You know what I mean? If you're able to jump to the future, that tells me that, again, we're in the thought of everything that's going to happen is going to happen. Like the course of events were set forth from the Big Bang.
Well, if
Every
that's-
bounce of every
Hang on.
subatomic particle.
So if that's true, Marty never ended up in the same dimension that he left.
right.
Because when he came back, he had the nice black mud truck.
His
His
parents
dad
were
was
cool.
Biff was the bitch
Exactly
out.
my point. Look at it in Rick and Morty. Whenever they do their time travel or universal jumps, that other one still exists. They've just gone to a different version where the events have played out slightly different. And that's all time travel basically is, that you figure out which split to go down and to end up in what universe.
That's
so
fair.
I would say that original Marty never gets to see his original family again.
Never, no, because his dad was the pushover.
But doesn't matter.
No.
If there's an infinite version, like, okay, what about your family? Me and you, like, you're my brother in this reality, but are you any more or less my brother than the brother that sits one atomic difference over in a slightly separate reality?
I'll kick his ass. No, I don't. No, I wouldn't think. I mean, you are different. Obviously, there's fucking two of you. So,
but Rick says in Rick and Morty, and it kind of makes
infinite
sense.
Summers,
and none of them matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's infinite versions of you. You're replaceable. As soon as I have the ability to replace you with what is more or less an exact copy, what value do you have now? Like, I could shoot you in the head literally, and if I have the ability to just pull another you from another reality, that in that reality the difference was somebody else's hair color, not you.
Right.
You're exactly the same. It was their difference, and I brought you over. What's the difference there? You would never know, but I killed the original, and it's not necessarily the original my brother.
I think we got a bigger problem than that here. Why do you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you.
I mean, you wouldn't have brought up the scenario.
Well, I also wanted to bring you back.
Not me, a different me. According to you, that's a different me, and you want to bring a different me here.
So there you go. That's
Fuck
it.
you.
It's not you. So
okay, there it is. It's not me then.
So it's the same thing.
You done killed me.
There's been plenty of movies out there where people have lost family members, children, and where they've tried to bring, go to the alternate reality to bring back their loved one.
Right.
Fringe, I think, dealt with that. I don't want to give any spoilers on Fringe because that's
Fringe
an
was
excellent
fucking
show.
beautiful.
But one of the whole main characters, that's like the entirety of the show, is a child was stolen from one dimension to the other.
Yeah.
So I mean. But is that your kid?
How clever of a name is Walternate? Now,
yeah,
come on.
Good. But Walter stole the kid. But is that his kid? Would you, if you say you lost your kid whenever she was born, and you were so grief-stricken and you had the ability to go take another version of your kid from another universe, could you live knowing that that's seriously not your kid? It's not. It is exactly your kid in every fucking way possible, but that is not the one that you physically in this reality created.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's the same thing, though, when you put it that way, of transporter devices in Star Trek. Whenever they destroy you on one end and put you back in the other. Now you're not necessarily you, motherfucker. You've been rebuilt.
Yeah, because it takes you apart atom by atom and puts you back together. Ugh.
One more step here. As you go through life, every atom in your body is cycled out and recycled. You're not the same atoms that came out originally.
Right. Okay.
So what's the difference there, that you're not the same physical being it was when you were born versus the physical being from the next alternate reality over? Because you're not technically the same.
You are. They've just phased in and out slowly over time. That's the old theory about the car.
Right.
Yeah. If I change one part on my car every week and eventually change everything,
so then
is it the same fucking car or not?
Kinda. But what about it? It's the same thing then, like the alternate universe version of your daughter or brother or whatever. If you take another car and just slap your license plates on it, it looks exactly the same, but it's not your car.
Yeah, VIN number is different.
Well, maybe move your VIN number over.
Stains
maybe
in the seat. Come on.
It's still not your car, though.
Presets on the radio. There's big differences.
Yeah, that's true. But at a fundamental level, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same. I don't know what I'm getting at here, though.
I'm getting at it. Do you think it's the same car? If you have a fucking car,
back to that. We never left that.
I mean, I got to know the answer to this. If you have a car and you change a car part every week, one week you do a new hood, the next week it's a new motor, and this and that, and everything just keeps changing out. And you've literally over the course of 20 years,
life of a car,
you've changed everything.
It's not the same car you started with. No.
I mean, even the chassis, you had to put the body on a different chassis, whatever. You wrecked it. You got to.
The government would see it as the same car.
Huh?
The government should see it as the same car.
Yeah.
But no, it's not physically the same car. I don't know. All right, down the list here, butterfly effect.
We did that.
Yeah, that's where we were talking about the whole, are you traveling through time or are you traveling through universes? Justice League Flashpoint Paradox, that was a good one. You haven't seen it. It's a DC animated movie, Batman, Superman, Flash.
That'd be shit.
In this movie, one of the Flash's enemies, I believe, is the Reverse Flash or Dr. Zoom. He's got 3 or 4 of them. They're basically the Reverse Flash. Anyway, one of them goes back in time, fucks with the timeline, and it skews off. One of the main takeaways I took from it was that Bruce Wayne, as everybody knows,
spoilers.
It's slight spoilers, but it's not going to give you the resolution of it. Bruce Wayne's parents were killed, causing him to go down the path to become Batman. He didn't like the whole crime thing. Well, in this movie, Bruce Wayne was killed, his dad becomes Batman, much more brutal. His mom goes crazy and becomes the Joker, and that's a whole fucking thing. The dad version of Batman uses guns.
Doesn't give a fuck, huh?
Yeah. And also in that version, Superman was he never became Superman. The government found him instead of the Kents, and he was locked away in a red sunroom for his entire life. It's pretty creepy, but it was pretty good. Stranger Things, you never watched that either.
No, that's about Montauk and Philadelphia.
That's a whole different type of alternate reality we haven't really talked about yet.
Talked about it on the Montauk episode.
True. It's like a dark mirror version of what we have now.
What do we call it? Hyperspace?
I don't think we called it hyperspace.
What they traveled through to get to the other one. They had like a bubble in the other one that existed for a few hours once they were there.
That wasn't in Stranger Things.
That was in the Montauk.
Oh, the Montauk Project. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Montauk, they called it hyperspace for whatever reason, but I thought you were talking about Stranger Things.
No.
Now, Stranger Things, they had what was called the Upside Down, which was...
Fucking clever name, huh?
Well, it was kind of cool. It was like, as we exist right now, imagine everything is a dark version of it, like the scary version where we live now. There's like... Take Super Mario Brothers movie, make it really dark, and that's the and kind of like musty in the air, and that's the Upside Down in that movie.
Toxic Rick and Morty?
Kinda. There wasn't really people in it though. Like there was no version of me in the other side. It was just the realm existed as a dark shadow, moldy version of this. There were creatures over there though, but that's you'll find that out in the show. But
I won't, because I won't watch that.
But that's like a reality based off of this, but it's like. I don't see any reason in science that we talk about now for that to exist.
Stranger Things sounds like it sucks.
No, it's really good, man. It's obviously a fiction and whatnot, but it's pretty good. X-Men, both time travel. Let's see, Days of Future Past and how. Okay, so X-Men had different levels of time travel in it too, like the Days of Future Past, where
I liked it.
Kitty Pryde or whatever version of it you're looking at sends Wolverine or whoever through the time back to stop an assassination.
She sends his consciousness back through time.
Again, depending on which version of it you're looking at. And then Nightcrawler, that's the even more important one to me in X-Men. Nightcrawler, he does the little blink through in teleports.
Yeah.
But he actually steps into another dimension and steps out of that dimension at another physical point in our dimension. That's how his works. So that was interesting use of time travel or alternate realities there. His dad did the same thing.
That's how he did that? Interdimensional travel, huh?
Right. He just hopped out of our dimension and then back into it from another point in another dimension. His dad, Azrael, which was in... First Class, remember he was
yeah.
Did you know that was his dad?
No, I did not know that was Nightcrawler's dad.
Think about it.
He's blue. What the fuck happened?
Mystique was the mother.
Oh!
Mind blown there?
When?
Think about what Azrael's powers were.
I know what Azrael's powers were.
What are Nightcrawler's powers? Exactly the same fucking thing.
Yeah, except he's blue.
Except he's blue.
Kurt Wagner.
Yeah. I'm Kurt Wagner. I got nothing. Dark Tower.
What's Dark Tower?
So that's a Stephen King.
Second Lord of the Rings movie?
No, it's the Two Towers. The Dark Tower is kind of like the central point in Stephen King's multiverse. So you know how all Stephen King's movies kind of have similarities like Castle Rock, Maine and whatnot?
Yeah.
So they exist not really in the same universe, but they exist in the same multiverse. The Dark Tower sits on a version of Earth. It's so fucking hard to explain. You should watch the shitty movie The Dark Tower to kind of explain it. But they all are tied together through a central nexus, and they're all different splits of what happened in our reality. And one of them, like there might have been a nuclear war, or the movie The Stand takes place in an alternate reality of ours, where there was a giant, virus that wiped out most of the population.
Right.
But it has a lot of the same people from both realities. And there's a guy that jumps between these realities, who's kind of like the devil. Walter Flagg in that movie played the Man in Black, and Dark Towers played by Matthew McConaughey. I don't know. It's pretty cool. There's just all these linked realities that fit together.
All right.
I don't know. Hard to explain. Super Mario Brothers movie. Again, that's another split. That was a kind of a version of our world that split off into the Mushroom Kingdom version of our world, which was kind of dumb.
No, hold your tongue.
You like the Mario Brothers movie, really?
John Leguizamo?
Maybe there's a universe out there
Ed
where I liked
Haskins?
it, but I doubt
Haskins?
it. John Hoskins, wasn't it?
Ed Haskins. Hoskins.
Bob
Hoskins.
Got
That's it.
Ed?
Bob. Ed.
He
I don't know where the fuck I got that
I know
from.
where you got it. He looks like Doug's dad.
Hey, no, I was thinking Ed Harris.
They don't even look close to the same.
No.
But look at Doug's dad. Think about Ed. And Bob Hoskins, kind of a short little round duder. With
I don't remember Doug's dad then. I know what Bob Hoskins looked like.
How did you not remember Doug's dad?
He was fucking Eddie Valiant.
Shmee is me. I'm Shmee.
He was Shmee.
He was Shmee. Yeah, he was Eddie Valiant too. Rick and Morty, we've talked our balls off about Rick and Morty. Doctor Who, I'm not a Whovian. But,
I'm not.
I don't really know a lot
I
about
guess
it, actually.
maybe you step into that phone booth and
Time. I don't fucking know.
do you go into another dimension?
I've tried to watch that show. I really have.
Really?
I've given it a few tries on different versions of Doctor Who with different doctors. Can't do it, man.
No.
I can't do it. I can't get into it.
No,
it could be one of the best science fictions of all time, and likely is. Like, so is Red Dwarf, I hear, but I just can't get into that either. Fringe we talked about. Great show. Not going to get into it, though. Wow, our list just repeated. One, Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
Fringe.
I'm not the best copy and pasta. Sliders. Somebody just said that in the.
So Sliders was
you have that down also.
Sliders was with Jerry O'Connell and Dennis Haskins, I believe, who was the president on 24. David Palmer.
Yeah.
They were like some sort of time force that just jumped between realities. God damn it, I need to watch. I hear it's really good. It had like 5 seasons, but I don't know any more about it than that. Quantum Leap. So
Quantum Leap was a goddamn American treasure, and if you don't like Quantum Leap, then you can go fuck yourself. Yeah, because.
But I got some questions about how his time travel worked. Was he actually time traveling, for one? Whenever he set something right, was there a butterfly effect? So he would go back to the 60s and stop Ma and Paul Kettle, maybe stop Pops.
They were whatever, right.
Stop something from happening, and somebody would be better off for it. But I wonder how many times Sam went back, saved somebody's life, fixed something up, and he created the proverbial Hitler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many times did he fuck that up?
How many of his leaps were fixes for fuck ups from fixing other shit?
Right. Like how many rights made how
That's
many
why
wrongs?
Sam could never go home.
Because he kept making up so many
He
mistakes.
kept making because he would make up all the mistakes and fucking then things would go wrong in a different way. It would split in a different.
But whenever he did that, what if he fixed it and only created a new reality?
Wait a minute. What about old boy
Al?
Hey, Ziggy says there's an 89.7% chance that you're not going to make it out of here. Because they couldn't see him when Sam would leap back and like he would be talking to Al. People couldn't see Al.
True.
You know what I mean? So
he was in a little.
What the fuck is Al?
He was a projection. So he was sitting in. There was like a ready room where Al would go into it. And that's why whenever you see him leave, like Sam's view, he would look like a white door that he would step out of and it would close because he was literally leaving out of the projection room where he was at.
Oh.
That was sending him to where Sam was.
How do you know that?
They talked about that many times. In
okay.
fact,
all right.
one time,
no. As long as it's
one time Al leaped, and another guy came back into the room, and he got set there. Like whenever Sam leaps too, these people leap back into Sam's future and kind of sit in this little ready room, wait for Sam to leave, and they go back. It's a whole thing.
Really?
I believe that's how it worked.
That's fucking gnarly.
I really agree.
Yeah, is he making other splits when he's going and fixing shit? Like, nobody knows what's going to happen there.
Beats the shit out of me, man. I don't know. Let's see. Star Trek had the mirror universe, which that existed in every Star Trek, I believe, actually, it wasn't in Voyager, and it wasn't in Next Gen. But in the original Star Trek, there was a transporter accident which sent Kirk over to the other side, the parallel universe, where the Terran Empire was the dominant empire in the galaxy. They were evil and warlike.
Terran being human?
Being humans. Rather than it being the Federation, it was the Terran Empire.
That's funny that goes from Star Trek into Guardians of the Galaxy, where they call humans Terrans.
Terra?
Well,
we live on terra firma. That's Terra is Earth. That's throughout history. Terra is us. So it's used in all sorts of fiction and nonfiction.
Okay.
So it's not like they had to go to Guardians of the Galaxy whenever Star Trek came out well before Guardians of the Galaxy.
I just said that's interesting that it's used in both. I didn't say that they got it from that.
Sounded like you
prick.
did. My bad. Then I'm sorry.
Shifty says Ziggy was AI and he was a computer.
Ziggy was AI, but we're talking about Al.
Yeah, Al. Yeah.
Ziggy was Al, or is that what you're saying? Ziggy was Al or Ziggy was AI? Because Ziggy was AI.
Ziggy was AI.
That kind of fucks us right there. Whenever you're saying AI and Al, and they're so close. Whenever you have a capital I versus a lowercase L.
Mm-hmm.
Chat problems. In the show Enterprise, whenever they did their Mirror Universe episode, they actually altered the whole opening segment of the show. So you know how every show has its own opening fucking vignette or whatever, 45 seconds.
Space.
They did one
Final Frontier.
because in Enterprise it showed the history of like space flight. It started with the Wright brothers, and they had kind of pictures of this, and then the shuttle takes off, and then the Orion spacecraft, and then here comes the new EN-01 or whatever, NX-01 Enterprise ship. But in the alternate version episode, they showed basically like World War II being won by the Nazis. Whenever first contact happened with Zefram Cochrane, he shot the fucking Vulcan. It's all in the opening thing. It's great. They got the same guy to play Zefram Cochrane.
Really?
The whole thing happens
from First Contact movie?
Yeah,
that was a good movie.
Fucking, what's his name? Doesn't matter. Any which way, he shoots the Vulcan, and they show a whole turn of events that shows now the Terran Empire is this warlike fucking taking over this part of the quadrant. It's really good. But eventually, though, the Terrans get shit on and they get subjugated, and that's a whole other thing in the alternate universe over there. Really good stuff over 5 series of Star Trek there. Yeah. And in fact, in the new Discovery, half of the first season took place in the alternate universe. They had a whole weird way of getting it. They created this thing called the mycelial network, which all realities were connected by this weird mushroom-like structure, and they used this network, this mushroom-like structure, to jump around in our physical space. They were using this weird space tardigrade, which is a water bear. You know what tardigrades are. Any which way, eventually that thing stopped working, and they had a human figured out how to navigate through this space, and he got all fucked up on it because it would take too much of a toll on him, and they jumped into a side universe, the mirror universe, rather than jumping between the spots in our universe. And they spent half of the fucking show over there. It was really good. You should watch Discovery.
I will not.
You should, though. I'm not saying you will. I'm saying you should. Shifty, they did use some scenes from First Contact, but they actually got what's his name to shoot, to redo that part of the scene. Pretty damn sure. I don't know. What else you got on alternates?
Oh, nothing, man. I'm good with it.
You're good with it? That's it for you?
Parallel.
I'm sure there's plenty we left out. But
oh, yeah.
For us, I think we got to the important stuff that we wanted to talk about, the existential bullshit, the philosophical crap. That's what I like to talk about, not the science.
Why are they saying STDs?
Star Trek Discovery.
Ooh, I was going to say yes.
Are you fucking kidding me? You guys don't like Star Trek Discovery? Come on. It's not greatest Trek ever. The writing isn't super good, but it's Trek. It's Trek. What do you guys think of Enterprise? A lot of people shit on Enterprise when it first came out. I think Discovery's going to have the same type of thing happen.
You sound like somebody trying to defend The Last Jedi knowing that it was trash.
Yeah, but history has shown Enterprise is not trash. Everybody always said DS9 was trash. Everybody thought that was trash when it came out. Voyager was trash. Oh, 7 of 9, tits and ass hour on Star Trek. She was a great actress, Jerry Ryan. She added a lot to that show. I don't care. Fuck y'all.
Oh, man.
Discovery causes cancer in lab rats. Again, agree to disagree.
That's great.
It's not quite Trek of old. It's more the episode or the serialized shit that we got used to in DS9, and not the type of next gen where it's more about space, the final frontier, and exploration. It's not about that yet. But they're saying season 2 and on is going to get to be more about the exploration and that. And at the end of the first season, they actually had the Enterprise fly in, Captain Pike, fucking Spock on that thing and save them. So there's going to be the whole Enterprise thing is back in season 2.
Really?
So you don't care. I can see it in your face. Neither do the people listening.
Shit.
So with that,
let's hit.
Oh, that's fine. You were dead to me before now anyway, so we're equal. Let's go ahead and hit our outros then. First things first, we got to talk about Yo Radio.
Oh yeah.
Being straight out honest, Yo Radio is kind of another division of Lineup Media. That's not to say it's not worth checking out. Go to yoradio.com. We've started our own streaming online music service. We've got something like 20, 30, 40 stations. There's more growing every day.
Yep. We have apps. You can get the
It's completely free. It's a lot like Pandora or any of your other streaming stuff, except all of our content is original. All of our stations are not some other station that you can find anywhere else. We've programmed every single one of these with our own content. It's all licensed music, real music that you would hear on your standard FM or AM, except it's on stations that we've programmed the way we'd think they'd be great and ordered.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's pretty cool. Check it out. We're also going to be, and I've been working on it for a while, and I probably shouldn't even bring it up because you know me, I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm working on a conspiracy podcast channel on Yo Radio, to where I'm trying to contact some other people who do conspiracy podcasts, see if they'd be interested in having their show appear on as a program on this radio station. I don't know. It'd be pretty cool.
I mean, of course, the main liner would be Surreal Talk, but...
Why? Why would we ever be the main when you're talking conspiracy stuff? There's fucking 100 other conspiracy podcasts better than us. Ours is
way
barely
better.
Conspiracy anymore.
Barely.
We'd be lucky to actually be on the conspiracy channel. But it'd be a really cool channel to have, and that's the kind of stuff we're working on.
For sure.
On Yo Radio.
So
Other than that, check out our Facebook group, facebook.com/Surreal Talk group. What are we up to now? 2,200 people on the group right now.
I don't even know.
In fact, this topic right now was brought apart from the poll on our group. We asked, what topic would you rather have us do this week? The first one, obviously, the one was parallel universes. What were the others we had?
I don't fucking remember, man.
Hold on, I'll bring it up.
Took a long drive before the show today.
Yes, we did. Let's see. Parallel.
It was parallel universes. Medical conspiracies? No, it wasn't medical conspiracies.
I don't know, man. It wasn't medicals.
Either way, it beat two other ones. One was
political conspiracies.
Yeah, and one was white dog poop.
It was not white dog poop.
I know. If you leave the fucking polls open, it'd be on there every time.
I should have pinned it.
Either way, no
Hold on.
big
Here it
deal.
is. Here it is. I found it. Parallel universes. Oh, the one I wanted to do, I voted for. Magical, fantasy, mythical, legendary creatures, and cryptids. Dude, that's rough. He just yells out gay. Okay, there's some Team Ever votes coming in. Eric's anti-gay. He's a homophobe. He hates Jews.
Get out of here.
Hashtag Eric hates Jews. Anyway, I would have rather talked about that. That'd have been kind of cool. Not rather. Parallel universes is really cool.
Yeah, parallel universes.
But to
was
talk
way
about
cooler.
all the cool monsters that probably don't exist out there, cryptids that probably never would, like unicorns or manticores or fucking nickelpedes, things like that. Just completely fictional, but fun to talk about because they're crazy imaginary creatures that sound cool.
Right.
I don't know. I say next week. Fuck the medical conspiracies.
You won't be here anyway. I'll do it.
Then why don't we do that 2 weeks from now? We were going to take off.
You're gonna be here. You won't be here then either.
I know. We can call it in. I'll call it in. We can talk mythical creatures over the phone.
All right.
We'll see. All right, everybody. Let me finish my outros here.
Team Eric, fuck the world.
Follow us on
Aiming
Twitter.
for the win.
Twitter, Facebook. Wow, our Twitter is on Facebook. Twitter.com/Surreal Talk Show. Facebook.com/Surreal Talk. Let's see. YouTube.com/Surreal Talk Podcast. There's a lot of you here watching every Saturday. We've got, looks like we're down to 16 right now watching, but it's always a good time. The chat's always heavy. You can pick up our past shows on YouTube, see what we look like. Eric's ugly face, my beautiful one. We actually include the chat, the live chat. We include the live chat in the video broadcast so you can see what everybody in the chat was saying during the show. It's kind of cool. People love it. If you would like to support the show, visit patreon.com/Surreal Talk, and you can give us a voluntary subscription if you want. That's a monthly thing, any from $1 on up.
Yeah, but
and it just helps out. It doesn't go into production of the show. It's not going to make it any bit better.
Yeah, don't get it twisted.
Yeah, it's just if you want to kind of.
We're not taking that money to go like.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's probably a waste of your money unless you love us and want to give us money just because you're throwing. It's like throwing money at a stripper. After you throw that money, it's not getting you anywhere further.
Right.
But you felt like it was the thing to do.
There it is.
Any which way. All right, guys. Thanks for listening this week. Next week, we're going to try to have Armand on. I'll be out of town calling in. We're going to try to talk medical conspiracies. Hopefully it don't blow and we don't have to cancel it. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next week. Take it easy.
Great show, Eric. By other person. What? Great show, guys, as always. Walking Pin Eye. Wait. God damn. Why do I read Jay's messages? HP Lovecraft. Hey, Cody, thanks for chilling in the chat the whole time, dude. It's good seeing you, man.
Cody.
Zick.
Oh, yeah. He was in high school, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that kid. He was Smiley. Smiley Squinty kind of kid.
That's Brandon Martin.
No, he was Smiley Squinty. Cody Zick was he was a Splinter kind of Smiley kid.
I think we were stoned.
What do you mean? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, that's what, but even when he was a kid, I remember him from like junior high and earlier.
Yeah. Everett did his homework. Everett ain't do shit.
I did a little.
By the way, cool shirt. It's got to be talking about me. Your shirt's just regular.
Oh.
It's actually a Surreal Talk shirt. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get that out of the way.
Hey, we never turned off the TV behind you. I guess you were sick of that blowing out your face.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's today's date? 23rd.
Today's date is the 23rd. You ready? I'm ready to kill it. I got stuff to do.
What do you got to do?
I got shit to do.
No, I'm not ready.
Well, I think maybe you better get ready.
I'm not ready. I would like to sip a little bit on my drink.
Cognac.
We didn't have any drop frames this week. Stream stayed green the whole time.
That's good.
I know.
Oh, look at that. We're getting GGs.
Let's go through the chat here. I haven't looked at chat in a while.
Cool shirt. Always, bro. I try to support my friends. I heard that, man. I buy local, too.
Nice. Going back up, I can't believe Everett likes STD and the Spore Drive. Don't you think Janeway would have used that technology in the Delta Quadrant? What if, hey, let me bring this up to you, Shifty. What if the Spore Drive and the mycelial network no longer exist by the time Voyager comes around? Discovery takes place fucking 10 years before the original show, which took place 80 years before Next Gen, which is about 10 years before Voyager. So we're looking at about 100 years before Voyager. Plenty of shit could have went down. Why didn't Kirk use the mycelial network? Because something had to happen with it. It was completely quiet tech, top secret tech at the time. I don't know. Yeah, they got to add in new stuff. Everybody gets so bent out of shape. Like Eric, you're a purist in Star Wars, but you don't mind when they add in new stories and new powers, right? Like you were fine with fucking space flying.
Oh, was I?
Weren't you?
was fine with that, huh?
You were fine with space projecting Luke, who flies across the galaxy in his mind and fights everybody with fake lightsabers.
Have you not been hearing me for 3 months?
I'm just fucking with you, man.
I was not fine with any of that.
That's funny.
Not at all. Okay. What I was fine with on a new Star Wars
Have
Power
dreams
was in
been
Episode
covered?
7 when Kylo Ren stopped the bolt, the blaster bolt. That was new.
Horseshit.
Brand new, and that was cool. I like that.
So if Kylo Ren could stop a blaster bolt, why couldn't Darth Vader, whenever fucking asshole Han comes in at dinner and shoots him across the table?
Who said he didn't? It didn't
Hit him in the hand.
It went. He fucking deflected.
Oh, still.
He
didn't stop.
deflected a blaster bolt with his hand.
All right, you got me there. I never really thought about it like that. What if it was his
You
glove?
can't compare Darth Vader to that bitch ass Kylo Ren because Darth Vader reached through the vacuum of space and force choke you through the vacuum of space. Who knows how fucking far away he was from that guy on the screen, and he force choked him through the screen.
That's very little manipulation. It's not like he knocked coffee off the table. He just kind of squeezed the guy's throat a little bit. You know what I mean?
A little bit. He damn near passed out, couldn't breathe.
How much pressure does that take to do in real life? You know what I'm saying? This is a guy who can crush tanks close to him.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, it's not like it's super big deal.
Through the vacuum of space.
Okay.
What if this guy's a light year away? Who fucking knows?
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So don't you go bring in your hippie Star Trek bullshit.
Okay, should be back on any second.
Michelle.
Now give it 5-10 seconds, maybe, you know.
Michelle, this is Barack over here. I'm from Chicago. My name is Barack. Michelle.
Hopefully we're back. I don't know. People were saying we logged out or lagged out. People. Hey.
All right, let's
people.
Let's
No, hold on, man. I'm not leaving without saying goodbye.
You'll do what I say.
People will know this is what you're trying to do. Oh, we're back. We are live again. People could see us.
Everett, your name is Michelle. You're
Yes.
like Michelle Obama.
How am I like Michelle Obama?
I don't know.
I'm a beautiful black
Because I
woman
got a good.
Yes.
with a penis. Is that where
I
you're getting at?
never said she had a dick.
That's where you're heading next, I'm sure.
You're the one that
And
brought the
we're
dick up.
back. Good call, Jessica.
Yeah, you're the one that brought the dick up.
Jessica Hunter. Any relation to Nate, you think? You think that's why she's here?
I
Or
have
just
no idea.
another random Hunter? Hunter's a pretty common last name.
I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, Jessica, you know us in any which way? Because a lot of people I feel like know us. I feel like we know a lot of people.
We do. Jay?
You know what? From now on,
Cody?
if you're in chat and you know us,
Great,
you got to
man.
say, hey, like, I know you.
Yeah, hey, remember me?
Not like random, hey, I know this other guy.
Hey, yo, remember me from 3rd grade when you knocked me off the swing set? Fuck you. I don't know. You ready? Let's dip. We got to go.
We don't got to go. Are you in a hurry?
I got shit to do. I told you that.
All right, all right. All right, everybody. We'll catch y'all next week.
All right, later.
Hasta later.